Pioneers and his special legacy today on Big Ten Network as Iowa takes on Minnesota in a compelling conference clash from Williams Arena in Minneapolis. Lost to Indiana, and off we go here at Williams Arena. Iowa has won 4 straight in this series history. It's the 209th all-time meeting between Minnesota and Iowa. And right away, Owen Freeman, the reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Week, gets the steal. Perkins tries to finish at the opposite end. We learned earlier today he's now won back-to-back Davis for most victories in Iowa program. Here's Dix getting into the lane again in place of McCaffrey today. Minnesota trying to run. Joseph with the jam at the up.
Yeah, he hit 5 threes last game against Nebraska. His team was on fire as well.
They hit 15 threes, Iowa did in that game, season high. Tried to run there, looking for Krikke, but it's deflected, and now Garcia goes up strong, and he is fouled. Garcia will go to the line. Missed most of December with a few of those going into that loss to Indiana. Trying to get back, given some pressure early in the backcourt. It went down 22-8 in that Indiana game, and now it's Hawkins again, ripping it away as options in transition. Ola Joseph is the go-to option.
Has been unkind. I believe it's 30-7 right now in terms of home teams in the Big Ten Conference play so far this season. So come on the road, you better be ready to go.
Garcia into the lane.
Because Minnesota's going to work that matchup.
Fading from Dix. That matchup, it's the speed of Garcia right at 6'10", but he can handle it. Speaking of speed, the opposite way goes Christie. One of the best freshmen in the Big Ten gets a bucket.
Cam Christie on that 6'6" length, able to stretch out on that finish.
Krikke trying to stem the tide and does. Snaps a 10-0 Minnesota run.
I love Ben Krikke's game. I mean, he is a mid-range assassin. You know, everybody likes to pace in space, either dunk or three-point shot, but he understands the benefit of the short game. Well, that junior before that, Make was 1 of 12 in his last 2 games, so he had really been struggling to find the bottom of the bucket.
Hawkins in the open floor, another dime, another Garcia finish. Wow. Opposite way, Iowa, you know they love to move quickly. 5 points per game when Iowa wins this year. Garcia, heat check early. Minnesota needed a faster start today. Had slow starts in their last 2 games. They're getting it so far. Peyton Sandford picking up where he left off around. Offensive rebound. Garcia pump fake. Couldn't finish. Freeman secures it on a second effort out to Perkins. He's got Sandford as the trailer. Fires away from 3 and cans it. So Peyton Sandford
really just poses a ton of issues defensively.
40% from 3 for Sandford, career high. Joseph, tough pull-up. Oh, he hit it anyway. Over Krikke. Boy, he hits that shot consistently with his athleticism. That's pretty scary.
Oh, yeah. And he's got his hands full trying to guard Krikke on this end.
Dix, stop and pop, all glass.
Hey, that's a nice
game now for Perkins. So is Desante Bowen, who's handling it right now. And Ladji Dembele.
Oh, great defense by Minnesota here.
A nice late feed there from Krikke, showcasing that the corner, that 3 around and out from Braden Carrington.
I love how Iowa pushes. Look at the speed at which they enter their offense. Got Krikke that wide open look. Minnesota never recovered to the speed how they initiated their offense.
A 13-2 run overall for Iowa. Passing is so crisp in transition for them too. Here's a pull-up from Mitchell. We'll get to see him rolling early. Got a couple of early field goals from the mid-range.
Yeah, that's a good move. That shows a lot of confidence, him going right over the top with Desante Bowen. Like he wasn't even there. Just got to his spot and rose up.
Another roll to the rim and another Iowa bucket.
Bowen, I thought was going to catch that and let it fly.
Instead, tries to break down a taller Payne. Did he get the shot over him? So Krikke does, and he remains red.
Pivot and finds Krikke coming along the free throw line area. This Iowa Hawkeye team, this is an impressive settling down after starting the game so poorly.
Trailed by 9, now up 2. A foul in the lane. And looks like Fox will go to junior at Iowa City West High School. And Dr. Tom Davis actually
Be around the game. They might be retired. But, you know, they want to.
Hawkins so good at realizing these situations, but nothing was there. And then running back, Krikke stole it. 3-on-1 for Iowa. Sanford, though, blocked by Eden, but the follow-up from Krikke is nice. And
For them to stay in the state of Minnesota
yep,
for the majority of the non-conference. And so they got a lot of confidence as a result.
Harding on the move. Freeman the trailer, and he finds him.
Game, that's outstanding.
Really, really cool. Steven, you got to stay as warm as you possibly can today here in Minneapolis. So -8 outside today. Terrell Payne down low. Gets 5. Minnesota's points this season have come inside the arc as 4 on the season. 3 and 12.
See Bowen trying to come off of that screen, looking to be aggressive.
Dembele, that's a 3. Strong battle for the board. Freeman got it and dropped it. Time down low. And a nifty finish at the rim there.
Nice positional size. What do I mean by that? Xavier Johnson, 6-year guy, big, strong. Trey Galloway, same thing, 6'6", gave them a little bit of problem.
Freeman once again down low. Only other Iowa player in program history to win Big Ten Freshman of the Year will be our good buddy Jess Settles. If Freeman does go on to win it, right now he's the favorite in the corner, draining a 3.
He can explode when he catches. He's becoming more and more confident.
Roy Sanford, nice pump fake, went up to the left. It was nice. Oh, Perkins looking at playing for the board and find himself a second chance bucket.
That's one of the things that makes Tony Perkins such a tough matchup. You know, Iowa does a good job of defensive balance and allowing Perkins to get into the offensive glass at times.
Perkins coming off a career-high 15 assists. Garcia showcasing the muscles at the...
We just picked up his second foul.
Oh, there's that shiftiness from Hawkins, but you know Perkins won't back down either.
Well, people fail to realize the wingspan of Tony Perkins is like a guy that's 6'7", 6'8", extremely long arms.
And he loves those challenges. Meanwhile, Garcia has had...
Fran McCaffrey at Iowa's kind of gone. He's liking having 2 point guards on the floor at the same time. Maybe based on those 4 early turnovers by Iowa.
The finish from Dix at the rim. Took the contact fee last year. Said he was about 80% throughout the season. Feels he's more explosive this season, and we kind of saw an epitome of that in the replay there. His team up 5. 2.5 to go in the opening half. And Iowa brings the pressure now. Forced a turnover. Perkins trying to capitalize, and he does. Garcia has been the bread and butter for Minnesota over the last few possessions. Kick it out. Hawkins, long 3.
That ball stayed on one side that whole possession.
Here's the fast-paced game with the Iowa Hawkeyes, and all of a sudden they're up 9.
That's what happens. In Minnesota, you fall asleep defensively. You got to have your track shoes on. Knowing that Iowa scores 87 points a game, they're going to get up and down.
Don't forget, coming up at the half, we'll have our State Farm halftime report. And it's a big final 70 seconds, especially for Minnesota defensively. They get a stop here.
Minnesota was lucky that time.
Mitchell has looked better today, but that was off the mark. How about the follow-up, though, from Carrington?
Braden Carrington, kind of a jack-of-all-trades guard, able to clean it up. That's a much-needed bucket for the Gophers.
Yeah, big 4-point swing after they went down 9. Crowd wants to stop. Nice slip cut. It's Dix again going to the rim and drawing a foul.
And whenever Iowa, the prime Hawkeyes.
Victory for Iowa to get to 2-3 in Big Ten play. This backcourt pressure giving Minnesota some trouble getting it across. Did they? And meanwhile, on the near side, Hawkins is down.
Players need to stay on the floor. The only time you leave the floor is to rebound, shoot, or try to block a shot. You do not leave the floor when you're passing the basketball. Bad things happen every single time.
5 seconds on the shot clock here for Iowa. Minnesota would love a big stop here and still have about 6 seconds on the game clock in this open. They do. Hawkins. Careful to get drop time. Round and out. And out of bounds. Do it for the first 20 minutes of play here in Minneapolis. It was an entertaining first 20 minutes. Ben Krikke about 6'9", 245. And right off the inbounds, Iowa is so good. Injured Patrick McCaffrey, who tried to loosen up that ankle at shoot-around earlier today, but couldn't go tonight. He's another double-figure guy for them. Pulling up from three and hitting from three is Cam Christie. Sanford able to hit on the
three-point attempts in the first half. They're 17 of 30 from two so far in this game. Looks like Minnesota trying to do a little bit of the same now.
Minnesota, conversely, Stephen, they were 12 for 16 on two-point field goal attempts in that opening half. They've got this down to a 6-point game. A foul as Freeman went up for the dunk. Garcia came from behind, and that goes to the free throw line. Once again, Big Ten Freshman of the Week. 9 Eastern, presented by Blue Diamond Almonds. Play.
They had an impressive victory over Northwestern on Saturday. Chucky Hepburn not scoring quite as much as before, but really setting his teammates up beautifully.
And Christie with the beautiful.
Easy on us. Because if you put it in one hand and you make that motion, you can't pull it back. And so Mike Mitchell needing to go back to the basics here.
You're kind of stuck with the decision you made. Freeman down low. It's always a good decision to find him.
In the half court.
Freeman on pace for a double-double. Mitchell tried to atone for that last mistake with the three. Couldn't hit. Leads back up to 7. Now Hawkins a steal, and it's going to be a run out for Christie.
He's on getting into the paint, get some paint touches, maybe trying to get Payne a little bit of action here.
Right away, they go to Garcia, but it's blocked from behind by Dembele, who steps into that spot for Freeman, making his impact felt defensively and doing it promptly.
Well, that was the first time that Iowa went to the zone, which really gave Nebraska a lot of problems in that last game. See if Minnesota, how they can attack it.
What a fadeaway from bigs over the years. But again, Freeman with 3 fouls on the bench right now. Hawkins pulls back. A rebound there for Carrington, whips it back out. Christie on the reload. Minnesota started this game off with a 10-1 lead. If you joined us late, then Iowa answered back with a 13-2 run. They've been up for the better part of the latter stages of the opening half and now early stages second half.
Looks open, but it's really not. Got to swing the rock.
They swung it that time to Carrington, offensive board for Payne. Now you love his aggression on the glass. Going down low, Garcia takes the contact and now earned himself a couple of free throws.
The Gophers have trailed. Play, and if they're not dropping, you're really not giving yourselves a chance to compete. And you're not giving your fans a chance to get into this game.
What a strong move in Jason Ross Jr., Stephen Bardo, back with you here in Minneapolis. 7-point Iowa lead. Feels like an important possession here out of the break.
And I want to iterate to Jim Brewer. Big Ten MVP, All-American, was a ball.
Yes.
Right now.
Krikke leading all scorers with 18. Carrington having a tough time getting into the paint, but he did so regardless. And a huge bucket for Minnesota. They were on the verge of going.
Parker Fox does not have the physicality to keep Krikke where he wants to go.
Braden Carrington, former Minnesota Mr. Basketball. Didn't hit the free throw, but got 2 points there. A 7-point game.
Watch Iowa. Watch what they do offensively here.
Go right back to the bread and butter. How about that? An and one on a lob tip They immediately said, yeah, that's our guy. We've got to get him here. He was able to go back to Western Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, where he's from, for the holidays. And now he's back in the Iowa jersey and back in business. And a steal here. Harding patiently in the move. A pirouette in the paint. Harding, a dazzling move. Owen Freeman's on the bench right now with 3 fouls. The sensational freshman, 6-time Big Ten Freshman of the Week for Iowa. But they've operated well without him. Eden, book a 3 for the native of Germany.
Isaiah Eden can do that now.
Dix can finish.
Got a high-quality look, though. That's where you want to get the ball against the zone defense, right there at that Big Ten logo. Oh, Garcia's got him.
Yeah, he's calling for it against Dembele and drew a foul.
Points in the paint. Because Iowa's dominating them. The ball inside and attack this Iowa defense differently.
His fingertips. On the move is Mitchell. Eden, flyby.
Oh, get it to Garcia.
Here's the matchup you like. Freeman versus Garcia. And Garcia won that round.
Free's a human as well. They've seen Dawson Garcia start to get you guys one on the floor.
It's a 7-0 Minnesota run to pull back within 5 after they were down 12. Extra feed to Dix, who's been red hot in this game. And he stays hot. Dix up to 14 points on the game.
See, that's just an excellent job of finding the open man. Iowa just great at assisting.
Looks like they got a blocking foul with 4 fouls. On the Iowa side, with the foul trouble in the big 7-point game. 7 minutes and change to go.
Watch Peyton Sanford on this possession.
Dix. Oh, he's cooking from deep.
Ooh. Josh Dix picking up where he left off. 5 made threes against Nebraska. Continuing his hot hand.
Josh Dix, the Council Bluffs, Iowa native. With Patrick McCaffrey being out due to the ankle problem, as Parker more free throws than Iowa has.
Which is an anomaly.
Iowa's looking for 3 straight wins on this floor. They haven't won 3 straight against Minnesota in Minneapolis since the mid-1950s. They've won 4 overall in this series. Dix, heat check.
Oh, man.
He's still hot.
Oh.
New career high tonight with 19 points. Had 16 points in their last win over Nebraska. That was also a career high at the time. Garcia feeling it in the post.
Because they had to expend a lot of energy slowing down Iowa with that last possession.
If Iowa hangs on, Fran McCaffrey would become the winningest coach in program history. He's got 271. Free throw line.
To the Iowa Hawkeyes and their defensive effort here this evening. Look for a Mike Mitchell showing here this possession. I know they're trying to get it inside, but Iowa may double team the post here.
Payne spinning and finishing 5-point game. Minnesota run. Perkins snaps the run with an and one off a beautiful.
Is pleading that he didn't touch Perkins, but here
leaves Mitchell open. Can he capitalize? Tricky the board. Perkins with a peek over his shoulder. Perkins barreling in. Oh, back to back. Perkins buckets, and the Iowa lead is back up to 9.
Veteran guard, knowing what to do, not being sped up, took his time, got all the way to the bucket.
This would be a big 3 for Minnesota. It rattles around and out, and Garcia crashed the glass for an O board.
Many in that sport.
The fortitude to resist on his journey.
Yes.
For Minnesota, just have not been able to get those 3s to go down. Still have time, but you need a stop. Going down low, the hook feed to Perkins. Veteran to veteran there for offensive lead for Iowa. Big Ten Freshman of the Week down low. Sanford, tough 3. tapped right into the hands of Perkins.
Minnesota got to take some chances now. That was offensive foul. Boy, he got his chicken wing up kind of high that time. He got away with it.
Iowa being patient on this possession. Crisp tic-tac-toe passing and an and-one dunk for Freeman.
Converting at the rim.
Inside of 90 seconds to go now. Ola Joseph gets 2 points back. And then there's the foul. Iowa in the bonus. Tom Davis, who was one of the first people to call him when 271 and 271. Fran McCaffery signed through the 2028 season in his 14th year. Overall 7 NCAA tournament appearances, has endeared himself to the Iowa fan base. Wade left. The ankle problem. Josh Dix stepped in.
About now you got Dix rolling. Patrick McCaffery was playing pretty well when he got hurt.
Garcia with the and one now to try to make it a 7-point game.
Set up in pressure.
He does. With a 7-point game. Here's the pressure you're looking for. Immediately fouled as Harding as they went for the steal.
A little stoic over there, probably upset the ship. The Iowa Hawkeyes spotted them a 10-1 lead and came back and dominated the rest of the way.
Garcia again down low, give him a 30-piece in this game, but his team still down 7 with 56 seconds to go. Harding pushing it up, and it's going to be an easy jam for Krikke, who had himself a phenomenal evening as well, up to 23 points on the day.
It's very difficult to run and jump or trap or force turnovers with this lineup.
A quick 3 for Mitchell. This would not only be Iowa's first road win of the season, would be the first time since the mid-1950s
coming in play.
A series history that goes all the way back conference play. Minnesota's already surpassed the number of Big Ten wins they had a season ago at 2. Had a chance to double that today. They've already surpassed their overall win total from last year as well. They've won 11 games on this floor. A bucket for Ola Joseph, who's going to be a key part of their season moving forward.
But Iowa Hawkeyes, though, they play like this on the road. They'll find themselves in the upper echelon of the conference.
Harding into the open court here. Can peel it back out smartly. Minnesota not fouling. About a 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Fran McCaffery standing up on the sideline. There'll be one more stoppage, but this will be win number 272 for him. And 272 is going to be history for Fran McCaffery, as he will become the all-time winningest coach in Iowa men's basketball as the clock winds down and he surpasses his mentor, the great Dr. Tom Davis, to stand alone as the winningest coach in Iowa men's basketball.